Yes, good morning all and welcome to SAP applications. Like so we are into let me open this notepad. We have done the IT ERP SAP app project. Project details also completed. Testing strategies, consultant roles, landscape also. Now we are into the current topic that is nothing but architecture. So architecture, introducing the architecture topic. First, we are going into the client server environment. Then, after, we have to discuss the yesterday introduced client, what is client and what is server. Yeah, yeah. Mute, please. Mute, please. Suresh, mute, please. So, this uh, client server client also can be called as a, like we can call it as a workstation or node or terminal also. Because in the hardware dimension, we can use this word. Yes, this is client, right? So client system is also called as workstation sometimes. Okay. Or else it could be a terminal or a end user terminal. Okay, where users are using. Or sometimes it could be called as nodes. That is, so one way is the front end and another one is back. Slowly move towards the software driven hardware to the software part, right? In these directions. Now, complete client server environment introduction is over. The comparison of other softwares with SAP also completed. Correct? How this data storage happens, everything completed. After this, we have started the R3 architecture. So in this architecture, because client system response request and server response. This is there is a request and a response. Right. Right. So we are into the clean concept. We introduced the software the server. We went to the one small application. This application is to make you to understand the SAP concepts. Okay. So once you understand this particular scenario, the remaining SAP will catch quickly. So yesterday I explained certain concepts. That is screen concept. Okay. So in entirely SAP is a front-end software which is a collection of skills, complete skills. So we can classify all SAP software skills into basic skills separate, ABAP skills separate, functional skills separate, end user skills separate. Simple. So all are skills. So how does this screen works? So generally screens act like a interface or a template. Screens act like a medium between whom one end user, another end database is there. Because user cannot interact with database directly. That is the advantage of this design. Because in fact, user is not aware of this backend database also. We are we are only allowing the user to interact with screen only. Okay, what is happening? User is only aware of at screen level. So backend tables level he is not aware. So user can perform create creating a new record that is save, then fetch and display the existing record or else updating or deleting. All these details, all these type of activities user can perform using that is called as DML, that is data manipulation operations we can see. That is screen through only editing part. So the front end is interaction area, back end is data storage area. Back end is a kind of database completely, which stores the data into. Yes, several tables are there in the database, but each table holds its independent data. Since we are working with customer master, that is account holders details. Obviously, it will update to the customer's table only. The front end to back end connection is this way. Okay, this is the way you can uh, understand. Okay, so front end is a screen, back end is a table because screen holds the data temporarily. That's why, okay, screen data to be saved permanently. So screen act like a interface. Interface means via screen through we enter the values here. So I said advantage of screens also explained left side. Screens are user friendly, GUI based graphical elements are there. It is a collection of checkboxes, radio buttons, push buttons, so many input fields, input and output fields also, and within labels also. So, and there is a main advantage is validation. Validation is nothing but screen backend code is there. It checks, it validates user entered value, user inputted values. Okay, is correct. If it is correct, it is accurate. If it is consistent, then update to the database. If it is incorrect, invalid, simply reject at the screen level only. This is the way screen concept works. So that means only valid data only is updated in the database table. That means some data is available in the database means that is completely valid data. Okay, other way statement is invalid data is rejected at the screen level only, front end screen level only. This you have to understand it. Okay, I said invalid account number, invalid account types are rejected. If it is a valid account number, valid account type, then only it is accepted. Okay, user created new record, modified the existing record to fetch the you want to modify or update also, bring to the front end, do the modification like address change, then again now you click on update. So the difference is save. Save button means inserting new record first, but update is changing to the existing record next. Then if you go to the delete case is nothing but deleting the record totally, deleting this particular entry, okay, permanently. This is about all kind of. Yes, there is a one more screen. This whatever the screen I demonstrated here, that is called as a radar splits. So all we could see 70% of 70 above percent of screens are this type of dialogue screens only. Yeah. But there are some special screens that is called the list screens or report screens. So this is a kind of report. Okay, yes, this is a kind of report. So report, we have one program we have to write because obviously there is a one program. This program fetches the data. There is a one program like yes, this program fetches the data from database table. Okay, yes, this table like this table through it will fetch the data and display the output in this. So this is your program output. Program output is nothing but it is a kind of report out. So what is the meaning of report? Just for the sake of just for the sake of understanding. Okay, suppose yes, right, just fetch the data, retrieving data. This program consists of select queries, select statements to fetch the data from respective table and display the output. Okay, output should be displayed in a structured format again. That is output always, that is report output should be displayed in a row wise and column wise details. So if you consider, yes, yes, right, if you go to the, this is the first row, this is second row, third row, and so on, right? Okay. So again, this report also having the similar type of column headings. So this is account number. Okay, this is account type, and this is account holder name, and as well as the account holder city name, etc. So you look at this table columns only we added here. And when once we fetch, we are going to display whatever the available data, same data only I am going to display here. But you may ask this question why we need this report, whom you are going to ask this report. Suppose the clerk, the user, the bank employee daily feeds or daily loads the data, that daily he enters the data so that the new account holder data is available in this. So lot of data, one after you cannot enter all customers details separately. No, one entry completed, then go to the next. This way, so many okay, like one after another, records are entered into the table. Records are entered into the table in this way. Okay, so like a table holds permanent data. Screen cannot hold screen holds the data temporarily, but permanent into storage is back in the table. So this table holds all entries from the last 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, all opened new accounts or customers, all customers details. Could be all customers data, number of users. It could be 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 lakh customers also. All customers details. Now the manager. See, this is your manager means bank manager. The manager want to view the data, the last 1 month, 1 week, or 1 year customers details. He want to see. Then he cannot see all the data in this screen because this screen is designed to display one record or edit one record or else create one record. That is, at a time, one customer you want to see, this is the place, this screen can be used. But in report, I want to give range, lower limit, upper limit, 1 month range or 1 year range I want to see. Then in that case, we are giving other format called as the reporting. Manager can access this program. He can execute the lower limit and upper limit from date to date. Okay, then execute. He will get the result. But result is again the source table is this. See, table is updating in one way. Table data is fetched and retrieved in other way. Other way in the sense, in the report output format, we are going to display. So when you said report, it is nothing but structured way of, sorry, structured way of displaying the output is called as report. Okay, structured way of displaying the report. So in this case, structured, what is the meaning of structured means column names, unique column names, record by record, we are displaying. Okay, yes. Now, yes, okay, clear. So that this entire tables data only we are displaying in the report format or output format. Okay, that's all. But there is a question like why manager cannot access the table directly? No. See, one end clerk is a user, on other end manager also the system point of view is also user only. Both are users only. Both can access only front end screens only. Both are not allowed to directly hit the table and access the database. No, it is not. It is not. So, okay, yes, this is what the software developed in this way. Okay, so the design is like this. Like they cannot access the database directly. So they have to fetch the database data. This program fetches the database tables data and display the report format, output format, structured format, so that user can analyze whatever the data user wanted, that manager wanted. So in SAP, okay, above through we are going to discuss how the screens can be designed, how the report screens can be designed are going to display in this format. All these things going forward, we will discuss in the upcoming topics. Okay, so hope you guys understand this particular concept. How does see the report display screen is different. The data entry, data input screen is different. Okay, I explained the reason. This is only for single record entry or display or modify purpose, you can do it. But if you want to display multiple records, there is a separate type of screen is there. Okay. Yes, with this we will close this application. So based on this concept, our rest of the course designed. Okay, right. That's what the pending topic of yesterday's extension. Then we are going back to the yes next topic. That is what exactly the SAP R1, and we'll discuss SAP. Okay, always write SAP this R. We say R1 R2, not R by 1 R by 2. Also SAP R3. So we will discuss this. So real time one tire R. So for that I will write some other this we will go to this one. Everyone need to draw this simultaneously along with me. Like first, because I will go with comparative study also. Yes. So first we will write it R1. Okay. Real-time one-tier architecture. In one-tier system, what will happen is there are things are there. It is nothing but presentation server, application server, and the database server. All the three are into one system only. Okay, this is your PS. Okay, presentation server, then next followed by application server, now database server. Okay, all the three. Yes. Right. We will. I first let me draw all the pictures comparatively. Then we will take the theoretical part next level. So R1 is totally outdated. R1 is replaced by R. So R2 stands for real time, two time. So same R/2. So in R2, the difference is like this. So we go with yes, this is your presentation server. This is your presentation server. This way you can write it. In fact, if you want to write, you can write these are all presentation servers and this two application as well as database combined. Right. So I'm going to write it in a short format. That is the presentation server one. And then next move on to the presentation server two, presentation server three, and like this. Okay. Now this is your application server. Okay. Yes. Application server AS. Then this is your database server, right? DB server. Right. Okay. Now the connectivity part goes like this. Each presentation should connect to the application. This is the way you have to. Okay, you can write it presentation to application connection also like. Then next, in addition to that, you can write the arrow also like this. This way, okay. So here, so that means I want to write it. The data is incoming data from presentation to application. I want to write it. Okay. This way you try to understand it. Right. That is R2 scenario. Save. Then we will extend R2 by R3. So what exactly the R3 scenario? Yes. Real time three tier. So in case of real time three tier, what will happen is that you have this is your presentation server one, presentation server two, presentation server three, presentation server four. Yes. So four presentations. Then now middle layer is applications. So this is again applications also not one. Applications are n. Okay. So this is application server and this is the database server. Okay. Database server like that. So now, yeah, so now down application server one. Okay. That means client one, client system one, terminal one, terminal two, etc. Okay. Our workstation one, two, three. So this is your presentation system number four. Now it is the application server, application server one. Okay, AS1. Then this is your application server 2. And this is the database server. So we are going to discuss this architecture in detail. So you have to like closely observe everything. Okay, closely note down the uh, concepts also, because one time understanding is enough. You will get complete clarity, because this I said this is for my point of view. This is the foundation. So foundation is we have to learn in detail one time, because the rest of the everything is depend on this. Every day I will connect to the architecture through only. I will teach. I will take the entire course. Okay. So yes, clear. Right. This way you write it as the arrows, so that in it shows that the data is coming into. Okay. Yes, this way. Right. The next topic. So there is a R1 completed, R2, R3 picture over, and then there is no R4 or R5. Then we are extending to there is a terminology called as multi-tier architecture. Okay, multi-layer or multi-tier architecture. Now here, what exactly is there? This is the latest one as well. Here, uh, yes, we come across four types of layers. Multi-tier is also called as entire. Okay, entire architecture. Right. Next. So here, so this is your web client. Okay, this is your web server, and this is, as usual, it is a application server. Then this is the database server. Okay. So this is we have to draw the arrows in this way. So web client connection to web server to application server to DB server. Can write the down arrows like this, because the incoming data from web client to web server to application server to the yes. But it seems like we are going much depth into the technical. Yes, obviously, because but over a period of time, you will get initial anything when we learn initially. It is like kind of okay. It's a kind of bit confusion, but still once you keep on connecting and understand, definitely you will uh, come to know everything. Complex becomes simple. That's only the way, right? So we will see one, two, three, four architecture details in detail. First, let's go for SAP R1. R1 means the real-time one-tier architecture. So one tier. Okay, here in case of one tier, what happens is that this is all like presentation Okay, presentation, server, comma, application server, comma, database server. Database server. All the three servers are available in one system. Okay, all the three are available in one system. Right. Okay, this is called as organ. So, what exactly the best example? If we go to the example point of view, this is a laptop. Okay, laptop or personal desktop. Okay. So, what are the advantages? Advantages of this R1 is it is used single user access. Okay, yes, single user can access it. What is the limitation? We don't write disadvantage word. I'm going to use the limitations. Limitations are nothing but yes, multi-user access not possible. Multiple user access not allowed or not possible. Right? This is one of the uh, way to understanding the R1 scenario. Like suppose SAP can be installed in your personal laptop as well as desktop system also. Yes, SAP can be installed. In that case, what is the all the three are there into presentation, application, database. All the three into your laptop or desktop. Means you have to first, the administrator, you have to start the server first. Once the server is started, then presentation server through you can connect and work as a developer or as whatever the functional consultant you want to practice, you can practice it finally. Then, then finally you can properly you have to save and close all the sessions and finally stop the server or down the server. That means end to end you are responsible. Okay, the start server, stop server. That means you are performing the admin role, developer role, tester role, everything one man. This is a kind of real-time one-tier scenario. Okay, so this is it is only used for which purpose? Single user want to perform. What is the advantage of single user is we know other user can interrupt our data, our everything is safe. It is there with me only. My personal desktop or lap. That's what. Okay. Single user want to go for that. This is accepted kind of environment. But the limitation, on other hand, you want to give access to others. Not, that is the limitation of R1. Then R1 is extended to R2. So to overcome the limitation of R1, R2 being introduced. So in case of R2, real-time two-tier, okay, two-tier. Yes, if you look at two-tier architecture, what happens here? Multiple presentations. The picture itself holds that here you have, yes, this architecture holds multiple presentation servers. Okay, presentation servers are available. Then next we have application server and database server. Database server is combined. Yes, this is the way the R2. Okay, just like a what is the meaning of this tire? Why we use this word called as a tire? Okay, So now tire is nothing but like normally, the three four-wheeler multi-axle vehicles are there. So that is like a four-wheeler, each wheel is important, right? Each tire is important. Similarly, this is if you want to run the end-to-end application, these tires or layers are responsible. Like each one, okay, presentation tire, application tire, database tire also. Yes. We move on to the layer terminology. Layer, presentation layer, application layer, database layer also. Okay, this layers through we'll discuss it. But each one have unique name, unique purpose, unique functionality. Every tire, just like every tire, every wheel is important. Similarly, here everything is important. Right. Now, first of all, we have to see right advantages of R2 type of environment. Advantages. Oh, because always we have to go with comparison study, right? Comparatively, R1 does not support multiple users. But here, in case of R2 supports multiple multiple users can access and work. Yes, that means multi-user access is possible in R2 environment. Yes, because there are multiple presentation one, two, three. But there is on the other hand, it is also have some types of limitations. Like right, what are the limitations we will discuss in R? Yes, yes. Yes. First of all, this is also little old. We are not using R2 environment also. It's a kind of mainframe type of environment. Because so what happens is that presentation server, okay, 1 minute, let us close this previous things so that we don't- presentation server request, then presentation server request is accepted by application. Application in turn process into database. Yes. Okay. So what happens while processing presentation server request, presentation server request. Okay. If application server fails, suppose if application server fails, then request cannot process further. This is the limitation. Cannot be processed anymore. Processed further. That means, if I will explain it clearly. So first, assume that one user from uh, okay, one user from presentation server through he requested. Then application server accepted that request. Okay, but everything is processed through application. If this application internal access to the database to fetch the data and returns the result, whatever comes, the result is sent back to the presentation one. That is one end-to-end task completed. Second, user request, application accept, then sends to the DB response, then send back. So this way, the things are happening. But this application server plays important role here. If this application server fail, then the entire process cannot, because there is one application server is there. This is the only the via this through only everything is happening. This is one of the limitation noticed. Then second limitation. limitation is load balance issue. So load balance issue. What is the meaning of load balance? In the sense, like suppose if too many requests, too many, okay, too many requests from several users or multiple users. Okay, multiple users. Okay, users at a time. Then okay, it may not balance the load. Balance the load. Load balance issues, because request is nothing but load balance. That is that indirectly we can call it as network traffic issue. This is also this. Okay, it's a part of network. Is a part of load balance issue only. Okay, yes, network through only load gets increased. Right? These were two limitations we identified. Okay. Yes, if application server fails also because both are combined. And the other limitation is, what are the other limitations? Both application, mhm, application server and database server are combined. Database server, both are combined. Combined means it is in one system. It is in one system. Because why it is called as a two-tier? Two-tier means this is one end, this is another end. This everything is considered as a one tier. This all presentations are considered as another tier. So that's why it is called as a two-tier environment. Like that, this is the best example is the mainframe environment was the example for the R2 type of environment. Okay, clear? So three limitations we come across in R. That is, scalability is there. Scalability means multi-user access. Multi-user access is allowed. Okay, that is called as scalability. So, scalable features. But uh, these three are limitations. Now, to overcome these three limitations, SAP come up with a new over real-time, hmm, real-time three three-tier architecture. Okay, three-tier in the sense, in three-tier architecture, yes. What exactly the, yes, the three-tier architecture consists of three mm, layers or three tiers. Yes. This is the first statement. What are the three tiers or three layers? Means presentation, presentation layer or presentation tier also. Then application layer. The third one is database layer. All the three. So layer consists of servers. That is the actually okay. Each layer consists of servers. So what exactly is that? Okay. So presentation layer consists of are it having okay presentation servers. See, layer is one, but presentation servers are n. That is, this is a plural. Then go to the application layer. Application layer consists of application layers, application servers. Sorry, application servers. The next DB layer. DB layer consists of database server only one. Database server only one. So this is okay. All the three layers are three tiers. So now that's why if you want to draw any type of kind of this thing, we can write up to here is one section, this middle is one section, and the bottom is another section. So the demarcation is okay, is this. This is like what all I want to write it. Till here, we are going to consider it as okay, one type of one layer. This is another type of layer. So you can see this is presentation. Hmm. Overall, we can call it as this is the presentation layer. Till here, hmm, application layer, and at the bottom till here, this is the DB database layer. Layer consists of, so this is the three layers or three types. So now we will discuss the each one, right? Why? What is the advantage is there? So first of all, yes, here it is. Yes, it is designed as advantages. Advantages of this particular like you have to see one thing: multiple presentations, multiple applications, but DB server is only one. This is one. Okay, this clarity is important. So here, if you look at this slide explanation, this picture, two presentation servers are connected to one application server, correct? Next, there are application server 1, 2, like that, and so on. And this is your application server N. So the presentation server 3 and 4 is connected to application server 2 also. But this both application servers we are connecting to DB. We are connecting to DB. So what exactly the this one and all we will slowly try to understand it. Okay. So this explanation is presentation servers are connected to application servers. First advantage. So multiple hmm, presentation servers supported. So you may ask that is this is called as scalable feature. Yes. This is already there. You may ask that this is already covered here in R2. But in R3 supports not only because there is a less space. Here I mentioned three presentations. Here I mentioned four. But it is not only four, you can extend to any number. Okay. Yes, this is extended. But here you cannot extend like that because we come across the network request response take network traffic issue, load balance issues also, both because of the both combined, right? So this is one of the advantage. Comparison study through you will easily understand. That's why, okay. So go to the real time three train. Having it supports multiple presentation servers. Okay. Yes, you can increase users also because what happens? Like one, suppose there is a number at a basis level, like some presentations you can connect it to one application. If just I am giving one rough example, suppose 100 presentations you connected to this application. If the users are keep on extending, suppose what we can do is we don't connect 100 plus users to this. Remaining users we are connecting to application server 2. Still, that is 200 to 101 to 200 is application server 2. 201 to 300 is application server 3, and so on like that. Because as the number of presentation servers increases, simultaneously number of application servers also they are going to increase. This is the model of design model of R3 architecture. Yes. So yes, number of presentation servers increases accordingly. That means simultaneously. Accordingly, number of number of application servers also gets increased. Yes. Okay, number of application servers also gets increased. This is the main advantage. Yes. So that's why it is. So finally, I can write that in this architecture you can find multiple. Uh, that's why multiple application servers are available here. Okay, available. In this R2, it was a single application server. That was the yes limitation. It was limitation was single application and single database. Obviously, the database server, okay, is available in this old this thing. Okay, here multiple application servers are available. Right. Okay, so now what exactly the advantages of this particular multiple application server concept? Moreover, there is a one more thing I want to tell you. Application layer differs from database layer. This is another advantage. Application layer differs means it is not combined with the not combined in the sense it's not with database layer. That means it is better we write application layer is separated with best way of okay separated with DB layer. Both are separate. In old both are combined. Yes, because see here first of all I have to explain whatever the limitations of this. I have to convert into the advantages of this. Then only the relevant study can be meaningful study. Then we will go to the load balance and network issues. Okay. So first, okay, because yes, this case, one user requested application server is busy. Then other user requested, multiple users, too many requests. There is a too much traffic, too much load on the application. That's why if the application server fails, no request can be processed. If the application server hangs or holds, also we can expect a delay in response. This is another type of limitation in okay. Yes, if too many requests, delay in response. That was the limitation again. Yes, this is almost related to the network issue only. If too many, many requests results results delay in response also. Delay in response also. Yes, this is that was another one of the limitation of R, right? But this one exactly it is now it is overcome here. How it is supporting this particular cases? We will go to suppose just now I said in order to load balance purpose only number of okay application is not one, it is n, because this is to avoid the network traffic and the load balance issues. That's it. We already covered that. Yes. Oh, okay. Number of presentations increases. If number of presentations servers are increasing, accordingly, simultaneously, number of applications also they will in, also they gets increased. Okay, that is right. What is the purpose of that? To avoid to avoid a load balance issues and traffic issues, network traffic issues. This is one of the yes, yes, right. Next, I have to write one more picture here. In the applications, there is a one type of one kind of message server is there. What is this purpose of this message server also? We have to know. Right. If we go to here, inside here, we have message server. This message server performs message service. What is the message service activity is? This message server is connected with application 1, application 2, application 3 and application server N also. So the message server is communicating between application servers internally. So the advantage of this message server is suppose this user requested, application server accepted. Okay, application server accepted. What happens? This application server uh, sends the request to the database. Then the database responds. Response results accepted by application. Application server sends the result back to the presentation. This is one end-to-end task is completed. Correct? That is three layers, three tiers are involved to perform the request and response. A request from presentation, response from the database. But intermediate in between middle layer plays important role. It is accepting request from accepting response from the database also. Both are important. Right? Next, like we have to go to the suppose if too many users with too many requests suppose, then the load issues, there is a scope of load issues may arise. That's why this message server is introduced here. So what happens? Message server communicates from one application server to another application server. Okay, yes, this is the advantage of this new architecture, because if this application server fails, suppose for any reason, what happens? This these all requests process to the parallel application servers, and request finally it may be delay in response, but request finally processed. It will not be disconnected. Okay, it cannot be ignored. Because of this particular reason. Okay, and start new session. Wait.